But I feel, see, I'm 31 years old, and as a batsman, when I was in my mid-20s, it felt completely different. But now I feel the days when you bat well, and then when you come back to your hotel room, you don't see runs on the board. But the days when you bat horribly, there are runs on the board. I really not able to find what's the reason, but I think that's the sport, and batting is a very tricky thing. It's no matter how set you are, just a one-ball game. So I'm just trying to keep my mind as fresh as possible. I have a bigger responsibility of taking care of the team. I think that's much bigger than my personal batting at the moment, because we need to win 2 out of 2.
Sure, just continuing with about your batting, you have got accustomed to this role as a finisher in IPL and even in this mat. So is it a temptation to for you to let's do the easy job of coming in early, settle yourself and then sort of go big? Is there a temptation? But again, 33, you're again, like you said, 31, you're kind of maturing enough as a batsman.
31.
Yeah, sorry, 31, you're maturing as a batsman as well. Does it give you more responsibility as a finisher as well?
Yeah, it does. The toughest job is to play down the order. On the days where you do well, you're applauded more than anybody. But on the days that you don't do well, you're put down more than anybody. So I think you all must have seen these roles day in and day out, because you follow so much of cricket. But batting up the order is comparatively a easier job. But that's my role, and that's why I'm playing the sport to take the pressure sometimes. But my role is as such that wherever I play, there it is high pressure because of the order that I come in. Sometimes I might come in at 80 for 4. Sometimes I might come in at 200 for 4 with the last 2 balls remaining. So the truth is that I really can't prepare for my role. As an opener, you know that you're going in at 0 for 0. At number 3, you'll know you're going in somewhere around the 5th to 10th over. But my role, I can't prepare as much as what the top 4 batsmen do. But I just want to be at the moment and take it as it comes.
Hi Shahrukh. Again on your role, people from outside sort of judge you by how many games you finish, but it's very difficult for a finisher just go in and hit the first ball for a 6, and sometimes you get starts and you don't finish. So how do you sort of deal with that and have a relationship with basically things not going well as a finisher, because playing up the order is slightly easier, right?
Yes, the relationship that you said, I think as a finisher, I need to have good relationship with myself first, because no matter what, as a sports person, the most important thing is that what you feel about yourself. But obviously there are days where you don't feel good, when you go in, you're very scratchy, you don't feel like going for the easy balls as much as possible. But as a finisher, I don't know what to answer your question. I think it's honestly it's a very tricky question, but I really have no idea what to answer. Finisher, but what do I do? That's the role I'm at, and some days it comes off, some days it doesn't. But as far as I'm taking the team through the 20 overs, I think I'm a happy man at the end of the day.
And you spoke about sort of being a bit more mature. Has your preparation or something changed from your 20s, early 20s, late 20s to now?
No, it hasn't. Batting is something when as you get older, you try and find answers very quickly, because when you're quite young, you need a lot of volume. But as you grow older, you understand that you've done volume for so long. Playing cricket from when I was 10 years old, so much of volume that's done. But at this point in time, I think quality is much more important. And I haven't been batting at all at practice from the day the tournament started. Before the tournament started, I was batting, but after the tournament started, I haven't been batting, because I just thought that I'd keep myself fresh for the game. And Yes, but that's not the reason I haven't finished games. That's what I'm going to tell you. Please don't write that on papers. The important thing is that if I'm fresh mentally for the game, my preparation hasn't changed. But I need to keep myself in good stead.
Sir, just overall, not about your batting. You have let Tamil Nadu in the past. Looking around this TNPL, how are the T20 batsmen and the bowlers coming up? Has it improved from where they were last season? Because Tamil Nadu hasn't done well in the last couple of SMAT tournaments. So, given that, how was the younger crop coming up and the boundary sizes and even playing in Chepauk? Does it help?
Yeah, you want me to answer why we didn't do well in Tamil Nadu, or how is it improving TNPL? Yes, you see high scores. I haven't seen 200 plus scores so regularly in TNPL, but you've been seeing those numbers with the bat, and we're one team that we gave off 240 in 19.4 overs. So you know how the batting has been right now. Batting has been good, but I feel the compared to Syed Mushtaq Ali, it's quite different, obviously. And the most important thing I feel, because of the rains, the ball's getting wet. In Dindigul, it did get wet, so it was coming onto the bat even better than what it does generally at Dindigul. And in such a tiny ground, that there are going to be high scores no matter what. But Syed Mushtaq Ali and TNPL is completely different, and you know what to take out of it. Okay.
Good.
Hello. The field is still open. For a second slot. How are the preparations like in the second leg?
It's been good. We are not doing anything different, and the way we've been playing, we're pretty happy with the way it's been going, and we would like to stick to what we've been doing.
How are you playing at the moment? You're all former player for Tamil Nadu. How are you playing at the moment? How is your mindset now?
It's good. It's just about having more clarity every time I step in. So, as long as I have the clarity to go in and, get accustomed to all the situations and also the formats, it's going to be easy for me.
Hi Jagdishan. CG was in top 2, is second position. How important to finish in top 2?
It's very important because, when you finish at the top 2, you always have that advantage of playing that extra game. And if you're going to win the game, you get into the finals directly. So it's very important. But like Sir said, the table is wide open, and, all we can do is focus on our process and try to, make sure that we play good brand of cricket.
How special is to play in Chepauk?
It's always special, to be honest, because, there's a certain buzz around Chepauk, and it's been a while since we've played in Chepauk. So not only me, but I think the entire TNPL is really excited to be back in Chepauk.
Good evening, gentlemen. My question is to the captain. First of all, how do you assess the playoff race so far, with the margin of error being so low?
Sorry, can you say that again?
How do you assess the playoff race so far? The teams are very evenly matched with a lot of teams on 6 points. And the second question, do you feel there is a disadvantage being the first 2 teams to play here? You guys have got the least rest per se after the caravan has shifted from Dindigul, or is it just part and parcel of the tournament play?
To answer the first question, I think it's very important for us to focus on our team. And, like you said, the table is wide open, but, it is also more important for us to focus on how we are going to play our game of cricket. Because, there's a certain way that we've been playing the game, and we would like to play well and carry the momentum. And to answer your second, I think it's very important for us to make sure we look at what we can control. Because, this is not something which is in our control, and also when you have the momentum, it's always good to play the matches as soon as possible. So I think it's not like we've been having a lot of rest in Dindukal as well. So we've been playing matches every alternate day, and I think in a way it could be good for us.
Hi Jagdishan, my question is basically on your own form. So could you just talk about what kind of changes you've done off season working with our ex-leader, and have you worked on anything specific that you can tell us?
I mean, there's a lot of things that I've worked on. It's more mental, and I've been working a lot with Robin Uthappa, and he's always been there with me. And during my off season, it was just about how I'm going to play my T20 game. Because there's not a lot of changes that you need to do with your technical aspect. You just have to learn some, but at the same time, it's just very important for you to understand how you need to approach a game. And like I said, it's about the clarity as to how you want to look at how you want to go about the game.
Hi Jagdishan. So the first 2 games didn't go in CHG's favor, but you are coming off of a 3-game winning streak. What were some of the aspects that you had improved throughout the last 3 games, and what are the aspects that you think you still have to improve going into the Chepauk leg?
I mean, I think every game we've been trying to improve as a unit, and first 2 games we didn't win, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that we played bad cricket. We've been playing good, and result is something which we genuinely believe it's uncontrollable, and all we try to do is stay in the present and try to do the controllables, and result was only the byproduct of how we approached and we played.
So you just mentioned about working with Uthappa, and we see slightly you have opened up your shoulders when you're playing T20s. So just on that, because it's not easy, right? Because you went to Sri Lanka, played the long format game, come play this, and then again you'll go back to Duleep Trophy. It's not easy to just it looks easy like opening the shoulders, just closing the shoulders, but it's not easy, right? So could you just because you don't seem to be a player who doesn't want to compromise on your red ball prospects as well. So just on that, without affecting what you're doing.
To put that in simple words, I'm okay to accept failure. The moment I'm not able to accept failure, and if I feel like I'm not doing well enough, it becomes very difficult for me to express myself. So it is very important for me to accept failures, because in this format there could be a lot of failures, but and like I said, in this format your risk percentage is definitely higher than your red ball, and if you're not willing to do that, you can never express yourself. So I think that's one change which I've done, and it's okay to fail.
Again, last season you sort of played in the middle order, then again going back opening. Does it also sort of help you, it's a different role, completely contrasting you, right?
Definitely, I think it has helped me a lot, because in TNPL I played middle order, and then in Mustaq Ali I played middle order, and later when I got selected for India, I got 100 over there. So that 100 gave me a lot of confidence, and that's when I thought of coming back to being an opening batsman. Because we obviously see a lot of people at the higher stages who are opening, and the way they go about their own game and stuff, So I feel me as an individual, people know that I'm an opener. So if I could bring that extra aspect into the game where you can, be more explosive in the middle, it's going to help my cause. And at the same time, if I can do it for the team, it's going to do a good deed. And when I was there in the India, I said I was not in middle order batsman, I was still in opening. So I feel I'm looked upon as an opener. So it's only right for me to be an opener again.
Hi Jaggi, and again you spoke about sort of embracing that failure. So how do you sort of have that relationship with failure? Because people, you're a senior player of Captain Tamil Nadu. People expect a lot out of you, but then when things don't go your way, so how do you sort of have that relationship with failure?
I think the relationship with failure deeply comes from the love for the game, because I genuinely believe that I started playing the game because I love the sport, and as you go on this professional journey, you stop enjoying the sport as it is, thinking about your selections, thinking about your failures and whatnot. So I think it was very important for me to love the game like how I want to play, because I started playing the game in my own terms, and that's the way I want to always play. Along the way somewhere everybody gets lost looking at the professionalism of others and trying to compete with others, but in the end it is just about having faith in yourself and trusting your own instincts and your process.
And you sort of reference upon the India A game as well. You've been in red ball, and I believe there was also 100 against USA in that game in Mumbai. So was that the game you referenced which gave you confidence to go back to the top? Could you just talk us about that game?
Yeah, definitely that gave a lot of confidence because, obviously everybody aspires to play for India, and me personally, I did not even expect that I'm going to get my 100 for India in a T20 game. Because, when things happen that way, it gives you a lot of momentum to your own batting and, gives you a lot of confidence.